ورحمة الله.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهدي الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأن سيدنا محمد عبده ورسوله عليه الصلاة والسلام. قال الله عز وجل يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تسألون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. اللهم اجعلنا من الفائزين والمصلحين والتائبين. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala today, Friday, to make us among the righteous, to accept our deed and guide us to see the truth and guide us to see what's right and follow it and see what's wrong and stay away from it. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to cleanse our heart and relieve us from this pandemic that had taken away so many of our brothers and sisters. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to have mercy on them and to cure the sick and unite our hearts for His pleasure. And that we might love each other for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. روى البخاري ومسلم في صحيحهما من حديث أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم سبعة يظلهم الله تعالى في ظله يوم لا ظل إلا ظله إمام عدل وشاب نشأ في عبادة الله ورجل قلبهم في المساجد ورجلان تحابا في الله اجتمعا عليه وتفرقا عليه ورجل دعته امرأة ذات منصب وجمال فقال إني أخاف الله ورجل تصدق فأخفاها حتى لا تعلم شماله ما تنفق يمينه ورجل ذكر الله خاليا ففاضت عيناه. اللهم اجعلنا منهم يا رب الرحيم. Abi Hurairah had stated that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, there are 7 people that will be, under the shade of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala the days that there is no shade. The first of them, Imamun Adlun, a just leader. It is just to his community, to his nation, to humanity in general. وَشَابٌ نَشَأَ فِي عِبَادَةِ اللَّهِ, a young man that grew in Islam, loving Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and understanding his religion. وَرَجُلٌ قَلْبَهُ مُعَلَّقٌ فِي الْمَسَاجِدِ, you always love the places of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this should not stay only that we come and pray. You should be a servant of the place of worship that we worship, because all the masajid, they are buyutullah. That means all the houses, all the messages are the houses of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we need to serve this for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We should try to promote this, especially in here, since the Islam is growing. وَرَجُلَانِ تَحَابَّ فِي اللَّهِ اجْتَمَعَا عَلَيْهِ وَتَفَرَّقَا عَلَيْهِ. This is very important. Two that love each other for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when they meet and when they separate. And we need to understand what is the love for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I love you as my brother in Islam, and I want for you what I want for myself. I will love for you what I love for myself. There is no condition attached. I don't love you because I want information out of you. I don't love you because I want you to get a job for me. I don't love you because you want your connection to somebody in higher authority. I don't love you because. I love you with no condition attached. I love you for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If we come to shake hands or hug each other, you feel that the love for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That you care for me for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You don't see me struggling and you sit there getting information out of me or out of your brother in the masjid and you don't care. That is very dangerous. That's not what the love for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, أوصيكم بثلاث الجماعة وصلاة الجماعة وقراءة القرآن, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, I will advise you with three. Al-Jama'ah, congregation. Salatul Jummah, in congregation you pray. That means you go to the masjid, Baytullah Azza wa Jal. And the Qira'at al-Quran. Why is this? When you are part of the congregation, if you are going through a struggle, I feel for you. I am there to support you. I'm not there to hurt you or only to get information for you because I want to access something. This is not what Islam is about. That is called khiyana of amana. That means I'm trusting you with something, but your interest in me as your brother in Islam only to benefit from me. And this is not how community grows. This is not how we help each other to succeed. This is not the love for you that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants you to do. ورجل دعته امرأة ذات منصب وجمال فقال إني أخاف الله. And a man, a woman of power and wealth, asked him, invited herself on him, and he said, no, I fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That means your hawa, your desire, your shahawat, because you know that Allah is watching you. استحضار عظمة الله عز وجل. You know, Allah is watching you, so I cannot do this. Not just because behind walls, not because, you know, you and her, and she invites herself on you. Akhafullah. This is one again of the people that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to shade him with his shade, that there is no shade the day of judgment. ورجل تصدق بصدقة فأخفاها حتى لا تعلم شماله ما تنفق يمينه. And someone who give a charity with his left, that his right doesn't know what his left hand gave. Only Allah knows that. Today we give something and we follow it. I gave that mosque, I gave that organization, I gave this, I did this. Wallahi brother, when we give something, it is to our benefit. When you do something, it is to our benefit because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put you in that position to do that. If you want to be among the people that are going to be shaded the day of judgment, follow this hadith. Be just. Love for others. Fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There are so many conditions that we have to fulfill to be part of these people. And it applies to us. If there is a conflict in the community, don't take sides. Be just. And to be just, you have to listen to both of them tentatively. You have to give the attention to both of them to understand what the conflict is. And you can come to a sound judgment. وَرَجُلٌ ذَكَرَ اللَّهُ خَالِيًا فَفَاضَتْ عَيْنَاهُ. A man who remember Allah, remember you while you're driving on some place by yourself and your eyes just started, flooded with tears. That is the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because there is that connection. If you hear such an ayah, makes you connect with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah says, قُلْ يَا عِبَادِي الَّذِينَ أَسْرَفُوا عَلَى أَنفُسِهِمْ لَا تَقْنَطُوا مِنْ رَحْمَةِ اللَّهِ إِنَّ اللَّهَ يَغْفِرُ الذُّنُوبَ جَمِيعًا. Allah says in the Quran, do not, oh my servants, oh my worshippers, do not hasten from the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That means you have committed so many dunubs, and Allah will forgive you. إِنَّهُ يَغْفِرُ الذُّنُوبَ جَمِيعًا. That means He forgives everything. But why we don't forgive each other? Why don't we? So it then becomes hypocrisy in my relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That means I want Allah to forgive me, I made a mistake, but I'm not willing to forgive another human being. And that's very dangerous. If there's a conflict between a husband and wife, you should be very forgiving to each other. A conflict between two brothers, you should be forgiving. وَلَا تَنْسَوْا الْفَضْلَ بَيْنَكُمْ. Do not, forget what good has been between you. And subhanAllah, we throw those things out because of this dunya. We throw everything. My love for you becomes no value because I have something in my mind. I want to get to something, but you're only the bridge for me. I want to make this much money. I want to get this place somewhere, but you are the only key to me, so I'm going to use you to get there. And sometimes husband uses the wife and wife uses the husband. And subhanAllah, what is this? This is destruction of the community. Because what becomes suspicion of each other, no trust. So if you lose trust, that means the doomsday is next to the corner. And he goes on to say, اجمع الله الخلائق يوم القيامة الأولين منهم الآخرين ليجزي الذين أساءوا بما عملوا ويجزي الذين أحسنوا بالحسنى. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will gather all creation to award people who have done wrong. They get their punishment. And people who have done right, Allah will be kind to them. Why don't we reflect on these things before we take an action? Why don't we reflect on these things? What's stopping us from reflecting on these things? Why hurt my brother in Islam? Or my brother in humanity? What benefit, what pleasure do you get of it? It is something that makes you good, makes you feel good about yourself. That's what the shaitan did. He did not want to bow to Adam because he thought he's better. So let us think, my dear brothers. We have to contemplate. We have to understand what is my purpose in this dunya. تبارك الذي بيده الملك الذي خلق الموت والحياة ليبلوكم أيكم أحسن عملا. تبارك الذي بيده الملك. That means Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the king of the kingdom. All the dominions are in his hand. That had created death and life. So he might test you, who's the best and righteous in his deed. Not successful that you get a degree, the best in his deed. When I talk like this, doesn't mean that I don't want you to be successful. You should be successful. You should get knowledge of this dunya. You should get knowledge of science, knowledge of any industry that might make you successful, because you're a member of the community. When you are successful, you go in to give back because it's a tree. Then when you become selfish, everything will become a wizard on you. Because imagine when you study to become something, but your intention, it is when I get to this place, or I make this much wealth, or I become this person, I want to serve humanity. So every action you take, whether you're making money, it still become hasanat to you. If we really get into understand what Allah wants from me, I think you're going to be successful in this dunya and akhirah. But if you don't understand what Allah wants from you, it becomes a problem. You become drift this way and you drift the other way. You heard this one, you heard the other person, and you go on this life because you think that is success. So let us think what we should do. كما قال الله عز وجل يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم إن زلزلة الساعة شيء عظيم يوم ترونها تذهل كل مرضعة عما أرضعت وتضع كل ذات حمل حملها وترى الناس سكارى وما هم سكارى ولكن عذاب الله شديد. في ذلك اليوم العظيم تدنو الشمس من الخلق حتى تكون منهم قدر ميل فيكون الناس على قدر أعمالهم في العرق فمنهم من يكون إلى كعبيه ومنهم من يكون إلى ركبتيه ومنهم من يكون أكثر من ذلك. So be careful in this ayah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم. Be righteous. Fear Allah, not because Allah is horrible, because Allah is just. You should fear His justice. He's not going to oppress you. He's not going to do something wrong to you. Allah wants you to enter Jannah. But when you hurt another creation, take advantage of him, you know, everything you do, your salat is between you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Your fasting is between you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But when you hurt another human being, that person will want justice from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Doesn't matter. If he's an atheist, doesn't matter what he does. That is not your business. Your business is not to hurt him. Your business is not to take advantage of him. Your business is to be kind to him. Your business is to bring the message of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. وَادْفَعْ بِالَّتِي هِيَ أَحْسَنُ. That is your business. Your business is not to judge him, because that is not your job. That is the job of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then we go around judging people, accusing people. We need to think of that. Because يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم في Allah إن زلزلة الساعة شيء عظيم. The day when everything shattered. The day that nobody will care about the other. Your mother will not care about you. Will abort her child. The child will not care about his mother. Because you will know you're going to face Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is a very difficult day. And it's a day that will be standing in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's a great day. But some of us will be in sweat to our, waist, some to our elbows, some past our, subhanallah, because you're sweating. Imagine you go into a trouble and you start sweating, you're sweating. That day, everybody, you're not going to worry about the other person, you're worrying about yourself. So we have to reflect back. We all know we're going to meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We all know we're going to return to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So what have you invested to meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Be careful. Be careful the seeds you plant. Goes on to say, النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال يعرق الناس يوم القيامة حتى يذهب عرقهم في الأرض 70 ذراعا ويلجمهم حتى يبلغوا آذانهم. And here the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم going to testify the ayah. Says the day of judgment, people will sweat until the sweat goes in about 70 meters. 70 ذراعا. ويلجمهم حتى يبلغوا آذانهم. That means you'll be sweating until it reaches your ears. In your own sweat. Drowning. Just imagine that. Reflect on it. Just say. None of us can stand that day. None of us will be able to face that day. Because what have we prepared for it? If the Sahaba were scared then, why aren't we scared? Why I'm not running to good deeds? Why I'm not running to forgive others? Why I'm not running to take an opportunity to do anything that is good? Instead of going around destroying when people want to do something good. Taking advantage of people, doing all the horrible things that you're not supposed to do. Then you come and pray in the masjid. إن الصلاة على الفحشاء والمنكر ولذكر الله أكبر. That means if your salah does not guide you, then there is a problem. Because my salah should guide me as, makes me understand, to stop me from doing something wrong. When I want to take that step, I say, I can't do this. I pray. I worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I want to be held accountable for what I do. But if your salah does not hold you back, then you should review it. There is a problem. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله مستغفر والغفور الرحيم. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا أحبكم في الله. I love you all for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We need to reflect, my dear respected brother. كما قال الله تعالى يا داود إن جعلناك خليفة في الأرض فاحكم بين الناس بالحق ولا تتبع الهوى فيضلك عن سبيل الله إن الذين يضلون عن سبيل الله لهم عذاب شديد بما نسوا يوم الحساب. You know, this is كلام الله عز وجل. He's not been written by some writer, people who write novels or fiction. This is كلام الله سبحانه وتعالى. He's talking to us and was delivered by our beloved Prophet, the best example. عليه الصلاة والسلام. To him, this كلام الله remind us to bring us back, and he give us an example. And here when he said Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ya Dawood, he's talking to Sayyidina Dawood عليه الصلاة والسلام. إِنَّ جَعَلْنَاكَ خَلِيفَةً فِي الْأَرْضِ. We had made you as a Khalifa in earth, on this earth. Why? فَحْكُمْ بَيْنَ النَّاسِ بِالْحَقِّ. Be just between people. He didn't say be just because this guy is a Muslim and this guy is not. Be just between people. How just are we? How just the communities we live in? Look around the world, where is justice? Where is equality? But what are you doing about it? There's a lot you can do as a Muslim. You have a lot to contribute. But your way is only about what? Money. Allah tell you, وَبِالسَّمَاءِ رِزْقُكُمْ وَمَا تُوعَدُونَ. Don't worry about the money. Wallahi, your rizq. It is guaranteed to you by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You would not take the last drop of water before you pass away. That is part of your rizq. How many times you had something in your hand, but you bought a sandwich, but you couldn't eat it. You gave it to some, it dropped out of your hand. Or things happen, we don't know. Sometimes you carry something to somebody else. You only the bridges Allah has put you. If you understand that, you'll be a better human being, a better Muslim. Stop taking advantage of people. Give to people. Help people succeed. Give them the knowledge. Give them the tool to be successful. Give them what you know. That's how you benefit. وَلَا تَحْقِرَنَّ مِنَ الْمَعْرُوفِ شَيْئًا. Do not belittle any kind deed. الْكَلِمَةُ الطَّيِّبَةُ. A kind word. Salam alaikum, brother. You look good. I love you, brother. Do you need anything, brother? I want to help you. This is what I can offer to you. But the other brother, when he takes that knowledge, he shouldn't forget also about his other brother in Islam. About you who give him the knowledge. That's how we grow to love each other. Because in my mind, I love for you what I love for myself. My heart is clean. Has no ego. Has no anania. Has no takabbur. Has no selfishness. But human beings today are very selfish. Very selfish. Very self-centered. It's about me. Only me. I don't care what happened to the rest. And that's why we are here today. With injustice, inequality. Everything is about money and success. And people think, don't we have an example of Fir'aun? Why did Allah, you think, left the pyramid for us an example? Why do you think? It is an example to us. That Fir'aun was buried with his slaves and wealth, and people are taking his wealth right now out. The Roman, he could have destroyed everything. Because Allah is capable of doing so. But he leaves things as an example to us. Do we contemplate on those things? Or we just go and take selfies and put it on the Facebook, I was in this place. It's fine. I don't have a problem with that. But did you learn from that experience? Why Allah left it? We as Muslims have tools to use to enjoy things of this dunya and still use it to be successful and meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam قال إن المقسطين عند الله على منابر من نور عن يمين الرحمن عز وجل وتلك يديه يمين الذين يعدلون في حكمهم وأهليهم وما ولوا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala love the muqsitin. Love people who are just. Fair. don't you want when you go in front of a judge to be fair to you? Especially if your rights were violated? Or you want to give bribe? Which is haram. But we all know back home what happened with all this. But you want to be dealt justly. But why aren't you dealing justly with another human being? Why aren't you feeling Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, al-Malik, at-Dayyan, the judge, the day of judgment? That He's going to hold you responsible. وَمَنْ يَعْمَلْ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةٍ خَيْرًا يَرَهُ وَمَنْ يَعْمَلْ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةٍ شَرًّا يَرَهُ. A dharra is very small, like an atom, like a dot of a pen. If you do that of a good deed, you shall see it. If you do that of a bad deed, you shall see it. That means Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to hold you accountable. If I know I'm going to be held accountable, and you know you're going to be held accountable, so why I promote things that they are not beneficial to us as a human being? And the people who serve justice are people that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they're going to be day of judgment in a high scale when they meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Mandar is what the Imam goes on, that is called Mandar. They be on high that, and there is nur around him. Quran is more powerful than light, by the way. كما قال الله تعالى ولا تحسبن الله غافلا عما يعمل الظالمون إنما يؤخر اليوم تشخص فيه الأبصار. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in here, He says, don't think that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not, He does not know, ghafilan, or He just ignoring what the transgressors does, الظالمون. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Hadith Qudsi said, إِنِّي حَرَّمْتُ الظُّلْمِ عَنْ نَفْسِي حَرَّمْ بِكُمْ فَلَا تَظَالَمُوا. So Allah said, I forbid transgression, that I cannot do it. The Creator, Almighty Allah, don't do it. So why do you do it? Why you hurt another human being? Why you cheat another human being? Why? Because of your ego. The bottom line is about our ego. Allah is about ego. If you don't have an ego, you will live this peaceful life because you're content and you want to do good, and you don't want anybody to know you. You don't want even to justify that to any human being. That's how we are, we should be. But today with social media is unfortunate. People look for advertisement. So we need to reflect back. And here I'm going to close with this hadith. I'm jumping a little bit so time is finished. النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول ما من إمام أول يغلق بابه دون ذوي الحاجة والخلة والمسكنة إلا أغلق الله أبواب السماء دون حاجته وخلته ومسكنته. To summarize this, anybody who's in a position, either you're a boss, either you're a judge, either you're a ruler, either you're a president, either. And when somebody come in need to search for you, to do something for him, asking for his right, asking for food, asking for whatever might be, and you close the door when he's faced, Allah is going to do that to you. So don't think these people that they are getting away with something. They're not getting away with anything. So just rest assured, is Allah going to hold everybody accountable. And every time is coming, we're all going to return to Allah. And some, my God, things happening to them on this world because they have done so much dumb, so much transgression against humanity, so much hurt to others, so much racism, so much social injustice. So if we think of that, what is my purpose as a Muslim? Is to be kind, to be caring, to be loving, to be humble, to care for others, not to take advantage of others, and to serve the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Just want good for others. And that's the example of the bee that the Prophet had made that hadith. A Muslim should be like a bee. When he lands something, he doesn't broke it, doesn't destroy it. He takes from it, but then in return he gives you honey that is beneficial for you. And the bees do not eat from anything that is bad. There's not room around things that they are bad. You don't see them in the trash. You see them in the best gardens. And that's how we should be. We should be giving. Yeah, take things without destroying anything, but return with something better. And we have that. As a Muslim, we have that. Allah made us. Humanity in general have that. We just need to polish our heart. We need to just take it out of the box. What is my purpose as a Muslim? And the pandemic had given us many examples. The challenges that science is facing. With all the technology, yes, the vaccine is going to help. But you don't think that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows all this stuff is coming? Allah is giving us a test as humanity. He's giving us a little challenge. The virus is maybe less 3 or 4 grams, I think. Look at what it did to the entire planet. Give back. We have a lot to offer. Love each other for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Let us help each other. Help humanity. Because when they see a Muslim doing this for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, don't ask for advertisement. Just do it. You'll be better off. اللهم اهدنا فيمن هديت وبارك فيما هديت وقنا شر ما هديت اللهم اهدنا واهد بنا اللهم اهدنا واهد بنا اللهم اهد اهل هذا بالاسلام وحبب اليهم الاسلام والمسلمين واجعلنا نكون قدوة لهم اللهم ارحم امواتنا واشف مرضانا واصلح ابناءنا واولادنا وبناتنا ونسائنا ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار اللهم ارزقنا بحلالك عن حرامك وفضلك عن من سواك أحبكم في الله والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وقوموا